king stole another man's wife. To hide the secret, he sent her husband to die. But this was no ordinary king. This was David, the man chosen by God. And one decision changed Israel forever. It was spring, the season when kings went to war. While Israel's army fought far away, King David stayed behind in Jerusalem. One evening, David walked across the roof of his palace, and then he saw her. A woman bathing in the distance. Her name was Bathsheba. David could not take his eyes off her, so he asked his servants, "Who is she?" They answered, "She is Bathsheba, wife of Uriah the Hittite." Uriah was one of David's most loyal warriors. He was fighting for the kingdom, while his king watched from the palace. But David ignored the warning. He sent messengers, and Bathsheba was brought to him.
That night, David sinned. He betrayed a faithful soldier, abused his power, and disobeyed God. Days later, a message arrived at the palace. "I am pregnant." In a single moment, David's secret became dangerous. David quickly made a plan. He ordered Uriah to return from battle. When Uriah arrived, David welcomed him warmly. "You have fought hard. Go home and rest." But Uriah did not go home. He slept outside the palace gates. The next morning, David asked him, "Why didn't you go home?" Uriah answered, "The army of Israel sleeps on the battlefield."
"How can I enjoy comfort while my brothers are at war?" Uriah was loyal, honorable, faithful, and his loyalty only made David's guilt heavier. David became desperate, so he wrote a letter to the army commander. "Place Uriah where the fighting is fiercest, then pull away from him." And David gave that letter to Uriah himself. Uriah carried his own death sentence without even knowing it. The battle grew fierce. Arrows flew through the air. Swords crashed together. And just as David commanded, the soldiers pulled back. Uriah was left alone. He fought bravely until he fell. Uriah the Hittite was dead. When Bathsheba heard the news, she mourned for her husband. She wept for the man who had loved her faithfully. After the mourning ended, David brought Bathsheba into the palace. She became his wife. But although the kingdom saw a royal marriage, God saw the truth. Then God sent the prophet Nathan. Nathan stood before the king and said, "There were two men in a city, one rich and one poor. The rich man owned many sheep, but the poor man had only one little lamb, and he loved it dearly. One day, a traveler came. Instead of taking one of his own sheep, the rich man stole the poor man's lamb. David became furious. That man deserves punishment." Then Nathan looked directly at the king and said, "You are the man." The room fell silent. David finally saw the truth. He had become the villain of his own story. David whispered, "I have sinned against the Lord." For the first time, David stopped hiding. He confessed his sin. He humbled himself before God. But sin still carried consequences. pain entered David's house. Yet God was not finished. In time, Bathsheba gave birth to another son. His name was Solomon. And one day, Solomon would become king. The story of David and Bathsheba is a story of temptation, power, betrayal, and repentance. It reminds us that even great people can fall, but it also reminds us that God can still bring redemption from brokenness.